There's a rustic building across Fifth Avenue North in Seattle, across from my art gallery. And when the last renter moved out, I suggested to the owners that we beautify the neighborhood a little bit until it was rented by putting colorful posters in those windows. Posters made of snapshots that I collected over the years, snapshots of little kids using etching presses that I designed and built. They said, well, maybe, and I found 4 people to put up the money to print those 6 posters, and the following video shows you 5, and this is number 6, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show it to you. But first, imagine you're walking down Fifth Avenue North in Seattle, and you come to this window, and there's a QR code on it. So you scan it, and you get this explainer video. Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie. I was a printmaking teacher most of my life, but I always thought the press was a kind of a bottleneck, and now I'm a press designer. Now, if you're looking at this photo through the window, wondering, is this what this building's going to become? No, no, no. It's just here for temporary design and brighten up the neighborhood a little bit. I'd like to tell you more about this photograph. It was taken in Riga, Latvia, about 10 years ago. The press you recognize is one that I designed. It was purchased so that this center, this little art center called Graphic Scola, could go outside, go out to shopping malls, in this case an outdoor garden at a castle, and kids and their parents would come and they would learn how to print on this press. The snapshot is a beautiful one, don't you think? With my partner Tom Kugler, I started making these presses in 2004. It started out as a joke, but it became serious business. And a lot of the people who bought these presses sent me snapshots of kids with presses, pets with presses, presses in all kinds of situations. It was the darndest thing. And I collected these and I assembled them to make these posters. Hi, this is the second of 6 posters that I have made. The story is that I have this mini art gallery and museum, and across the avenue, on Fifth Avenue North in Seattle, was a bar. And when that bar closed, I took the opportunity between owners, renters, to propose putting these posters in the windows. Now you have to understand, these posters don't mean that's what's going to go in place of the bar that was here. No, no, no. These are pictures from my museum collection of kids with presses. I made these presses, and some people, when they bought them, they used them for kids' education, which is close to my heart. And these 3 photographs were made with kids with presses. It happens, this is our granddaughter when she was 11 years old. She's inking up a plate, and that's my press. These kids were on a day cruise in Seattle on Lake Union. It was a kind of a business meeting, and the kids were there, and they were literally fighting over the wheel of the press. But it was a great time, and they made that etching. Now again, this building probably won't become a place for kids making presses, but we're working on some ideas, and in the meantime, these will help cover up those dark windows at the former bad bar at 817, 819 Fifth Avenue North. Thanks for watching. I'm Bill Ritchie. It's unboxing time, poster number 3 for kids with presses on the windows. Across Fifth Avenue from our gallery, there's a rustic building, and in it was the Bad Bar. Well, it went broke, and I took the opportunity to clean the windows, hoping to put in colored posters of kids with presses in the windows. This is the third of 6 posters that neighbors right around a location on Fifth Avenue North in Seattle paid for. It used to be a bar, and now it's for rent, and we don't know what it's going to become. But while the windows are dark, I propose putting 6 posters like this in those dark windows. They're called Kids with Presses, and these are snapshots from my museum collection. I made mini half-wood presses, that's what you see in all these pictures, and sold them between the years 2004 and 2017. 250 of them around the world. Well, some of the people that bought them sent me snapshots of their kids using the presses. I love these. Now, I know these people. These are the sons of one of the designers that bought the press early on, and his kids are shown using it. This woman and this little kid are all in Philadelphia, and Melissa started a kids printmaking workshop, and it was a big success until, of course, her kid grew up and went on to other things. But Melissa's an artist, a sculptor, printmaker, so she's doing great. Well, I wanted to give you a little background. Now, don't be confused that this building is going to become a place for kids to make presses. Well, I'd love that, but no, that's not what it means. It just means we wanted to cover the windows, make a bright spot in the neighborhood right around where we live. I hope you enjoy it. It's called a pop-up poster display. Thanks for watching. I'm Bill Ritchie. This is 819 Fifth Avenue North in Seattle, and I'm Bill Ritchie. I have an art gallery across the street, and for 17 years I've been looking at this building and thinking about different ways it might serve in the arts and culture. For example, in 2013, it had a beautiful venue upstairs for parties and weddings and things like that. There's been a bar right here for all those years. 2015, I did a series called Sip and Print in the bar. It was called The Great Nabob. Now it's for lease. The building is empty and it's being ready to rent, as you can see from the sign. So I'm making proposals to cover these windows temporarily with artworks, well, with my posters of kids with presses. And I'm getting ready to do number 4 right now. So let's go to my gallery and we'll pick up from there. I have lots of snapshots that parents and other people have sent me of their kids using my mini half-wood presses. And I take a set of those and I send them to California to have posters made, have them blown up. It costs about $45 a piece and $40 to ship them. So I'm going to lay this one out and see how it looks. They measure 40 inches wide and 48 inches tall. Quite a project. Of course, I lay them out in a program. And I'm going to hang this up on the wall over there and talk about the people and the situations. Is that cool? Now, these kids were all using my mini half-wood press, the very same press I'm holding here. It's like a little piece of history, isn't it? One exception, this kid printed that etching in chocolate in his grandfather's chocolate shop in Vancouver, in British Columbia. It was called Rembrandt's Chocolates, and that's his grandson. And this is the press. We called it the Wee Woody Rembrandt press. We made about 45 of these. And he was testing it, and his grandfather was testing to see if you could print etchings with chocolate. And they did work, as you can see. This is our granddaughter when she was 5. And I'm showing her the press, and she's making a drawing of me while I worked. This is a girl that lives in the building right nearby, and we became friends. And one day she tried her hand at printing on the mini half-wood press. This was taken way back in, I don't know, 2005, 2006 at our granddaughter's second grade class, and it was a great time. Or it might have been in the back room of an art supply store, I don't remember. I did so many of those show and tell things out, bragging about my press. Well, I hope you enjoyed this show, and this is number 4 in the series of 6. And I'll be showing number 5 and 6 in the next couple days. Thanks for watching. I'm Bill Ritchie. Oh, and I hope you'll try helping support this. We still need a little more money to complete the project, but we're doing great, and I appreciate the funding that's already been given to me to get these posters printed. Thanks for watching. I'm Bill Ritchie. Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie, and I designed and made this mini half-wood press, and 250 of them were sold around the world. And the stories it could tell. Some of the stories are told in these posters that I'm making to fill the dark windows of a building that's for rent across the street. And I made 6 of these. This is number 5. And there's a story behind each of these snapshots. For example, this first one is made in Latvia, in Riga, in an artist center for kids called Graphic Schola. They teach printmaking and music and painting, all kinds of the arts. It's wonderful there. This was taken in Kansas, in Baldwin City at the Baker University. I was there for 4 days teaching kids and high schoolers and college students how to use the mini half-wood presses. This one is a very interesting story. A girl in our building, about 4 years old, became one of my best friends, and she helped me test this laser cut super mini press. It was called the Micro R press. It was designed by my print pal, Eckhard Laurie, in Switzerland. He sent me the cutout, the laser cut sheets. I punched them out and assembled the press, and then she came to crash test it. It didn't break. That was good. This one is of 2 kids at the Edmonds Art Festival in 2008. They came to our booth and they helped print these prints and posed for that picture. So the stories that could be told from this mini half-wood press are numerous. And I'm making these posters, as I said, to maybe colorize the neighborhood here. The building across the street, it's vacant now. It's up for rent, perhaps for a new restaurant or something, and I'm hoping to hang these pictures in the windows to get rid of that kind of dark, vacant look in the neighborhood temporarily. Well, thank you for watching, and by the way, this was funded by a GoFundMe project, and I'm grateful to Pam and Diana and Jane and Christine for their support. I'm Bill Ritchie. Thanks for watching. I have enjoyed unrolling each poster when it came back from the printer. This is number 6, the last one of these 6 posters. Kids with presses in the windows. And then it would be my pleasure to make a video explainer so I can link that with a QR code to tell about these posters. These presses, I call the mini halfwoods, are a many storied thing. So many stories, in fact, I put together an encyclopedia of the 256 presses that Tom Kugler and I built from 2004 to 2017. It tells a lot of these stories. Well, the poster also has a lot of stories. For example, the kids in a nearby park trying their hand at printing on that press. Then there's the 18-month-old that came in and reached up underneath the structure to turn on the music box this particular number 1 press happens to have in it. This is not a half-wood press. This is the Martin Schneider open press project that I took from the Martin Gonkov's Facebook page. Here's an example of that press. A girl in Argentina. Looks like she's pretty excited. And the kid here is, with his little sister, is actually using the wee Woody Rembrandt press, and he's printing cookies. I really had fun that day in their kitchen. Well, these posters are made, as you know, for the rustic building across the avenue from my art gallery to dress up the windows while it is for rent. Now, it isn't going to become a press factory in all likelihood, but for the time being, there are 4 people who put in the money to print these posters. Jane, Pam, Diana, and Christine chipped in to get these printed. Hopefully in the coming months, we'll have them hanging in the windows. Thanks for watching. I'm Bill Ritchie.